I see shared mobility really as a complement in the multi-mobility strategy.
Metro, tram,
Yes. I think people who are really using it from day to day and for I say that to go to work. I think they will mostly buy a bike or buy a scooter. I think the added value of shared scooters is more people who come, like, I don't know, like freelancers who come to the city and who they take the train, they take the train and they still have to do 1 kilometer or 500 meters to the workplace. Okay, they take the shared the scooter. Also young people who take it to go out or to go back home. Like, it will be like a complement to a good public transport. I think people who ride the bike, they won't especially use it. Sometimes they will use it when they take public transport, for example, or somebody who uses it to go to their shared car, Cambio station, something like that. So I think it's really
it's complementary.
It's complementary, yeah. And so the discussion, I think, in Paris was also about, okay, but the numbers of these scooters, and then you have the whole ecological question. The batteries used, how durable is this when they just use it as like plastic bags? You have so much.
Also the social aspect, the workers and so on.
Exactly, yeah. And so you see these little vans. They have to, and that's really an issue that the operators, like here, the regulatory framework is quite it challenges the operators. They have to have some criteria, and so social criteria, ecological criteria. So that's all in the package. So that's a good thing. We have to see how it evolves. But I can understand that a lot of questions we get is from but is this really durable? Is this more durable than walking or biking?
But at the end of the day. These scooters are also still improving. The batteries improve every 2-3 years, so I'm sure they will catch up in terms of durability. I hope. But now
do you remember the shared bikes? The pictures in China.
The awful, the yellow bikes all over, like
they had like this mountains of bikes, and so I think that is something we really have to avoid because
that is a nightmare. Everybody is scared.
Exactly.
That's
so you can say it's and also what we saw is that it doesn't the shared there are not a lot of studies yet the effects of shared scooters in a city. It does here in Brussels show that it does reduce the number of people using public transport. So in the peak hours, no, that's not a bad thing. Okay. In the peak hours, it makes it makes sure that some people use these shared scooters, and so that's okay, because that makes more place in peak hours in public transport. So, but that doesn't want to say that the region is investing heavily in upscaling public transport. But if you see that, you say that okay, there is an added value.
That actually shows that it's a good alternative for also public transport. It can be a complementary, but also like an alternative when it's full in the metro in the summer, super hot. Just take a shared scooter or a shared bike.
There, as you said, we have to like the prices. That's something that. That astonishes me from time to time. Like it's quite pricey, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And now that we discussed the tender and the contract, I wanted to know what is the executive power of the government after the tender is agreed. For example, can you say that if you see after 6 months that the prices go up 200%, can you say, whoa, you can't do that, and they have to respect that, or? In the contract, it's not possible to.
That's not my responsibility.
Okay.
So I'm responsible for the drop zones, and also telling the operators the different zones. Like in the pedestrian zone, it's 8 kilometers per hour. So these are we give the information to the Brussels region, and they give it to the operators, and we say that okay, you can drive your shared scooter there, but that's the maximum speed limit.
Yep.
There will also be zones where we will not allow the shared scooters. And then we also give all the information about the drop zones when they're implemented. And so we decide on the drop zones, and the local government can decide on do we have do we regulate the area, the parking, or not? And so here in the city of Brussels, we will regulate everything.
Okay.
So we will not. I don't really believe in the. There's this whole control
of everything.
chapter,
Yeah.
and so we can fine the operators when they're parked wrong. But I think the only thing that will work is these drop zones. They have to be correctly used. And having these.
It shouldn't be an extra work for the city
to
manage
then
everything, right?
We have to have this like a group of people, controllers. And people will complain and complain. There, you also have the responsibility of the operator, and actually we will if we see that there is a problem. So like there, it's not possible that there is a scooter not in the drop zone because the drop zone is 20 meters further. And so then we can tell, okay, there is a problem there, and if it's, and the operator has to react. And then there is one issue about which, like, not about it's a bit speed, but not about the parking, is the road security. So what we see in our numbers of road security, the numbers are.
You mean the accidents? Of scooters and shared bikes? Okay.
So the accidents are going up. So we are heavily investing in making our city more safe, but the numbers of accidents are increasing because of the scooters.
Okay.
So that's something we really need to take into account. So you have now the federal government who they forbade that the two people are on the same scooter, the trottinette. But you see it everywhere.
I saw it today. A dad and his kids. I was like, oh no.
And so it's dangerous. It's dangerous. And then what I also I can't really like this. What you see is that people. See, like they use the scooter and they always drive on maximum. Always. It's like something in their mind. They have to drive on maximum because why would you reduce speed if you can go fast? But these things, they are quite unstable. And so if these, and I think the apart from the durability, the ecological question, are the scooters ecologically sound and durable? The big question will be if we see this accidents continuously going up. We had one death in the city of Brussels. So
recently, or
it's like I think it's maybe a year ago. And so that's serious. And so if that continues to go up. It's a question that we'll have to discuss.
Yeah, exactly. But I think what might be important is the cause of these accidents, because you know the number, but do you maybe also know the different causes and maybe put them in categories so you can say most accidents, like 60% of the accidents is because they are driving on the sidewalks, for example, and then 30% is because they are driving with two. Do you know the cause of the accidents, or do you only know?
I don't have the details. It's just like an alert message. If you see like the graphs going down and down and down, and suddenly it goes up, and then we see there's a correlation. The accidents we see in the streets are mostly related to scooters. Then it's a sign. There's not yet a conclusion. But if the coming years these accidents go up, continue to go up, public opinion will say, and also we at some point we have to protect our citizens.
And I think you should ask the operators to maybe give you categories of the different accidents so that you know exactly how to
so limiting speed is something I think also important.
Especially in shopping streets like the Ansparlaan Boulevard.
Yeah, but there it's 8. That's a pedestrian zone.
Okay, but
and also and then like I think in parks we should do the same thing, 8 kilometers an hour, and even in parks, you should not have the parking around, like park around the park. So that there are some zones where how you say that it's people are relaxed.
Yeah, they don't expect someone
Yeah.
passing by
Yeah.
on 20 kilometers because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
don't hear them come
Exactly.
sometimes,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
the
yeah.
bikes, you know.
Yeah. So that's quite some challenges, and like the road security, that's the for me that's the biggest challenge.